Merced students, Merced College students. I'm Eduardo. I'm the student help desk. I also work here, and I'm one of the 300, less than 300 employees that help staff. And they laid off 15 of our brothers. So I'm very concerned. And why am I concerned? Because we have something that they call savings, a savings fund that is called a contingency fund. That fund is $3.6 million. And there's a lot of colleges throughout the state that have that money. And this is the problem, that some colleges are not using that money to save employees, to pay them their salary. Instead, they are laying them off. And that's one of the reasons why the state, the governor, they don't want to give us money, because they say, you guys have money, you guys have savings, so why should we give you money? So what I'm advocating is just to let you know that we do have money, but we don't want to use it. That's the problem. We have savings, and now that it's a moment of crisis, we are refusing to use that money. Katrina, do you remember Katrina? What happened in Katrina? Well, imagine the same thing happens, and all of a sudden you have savings, you have money to help the people, and you don't use the money because you say, I have to save that money in case there's another hurricane coming this way. Now, what about this one? What about this hurricane? We already have 15 employees, 15 families, 14, they say one, that are losing their jobs. And one family, one member is going to affect a lot of people. So, you have savings. If you have savings and your brother is in need, what do? Do you keep the money? Do you idol worship the $200 that you have in the bank, not to touch it? Or do you help your brother with those $200? And I'm going to conclude with this. They asked me once, Eduardo, what's the difference now that we have the socialist group from, what's the university? From Stanislaus. They asked me, Eduardo, what's the difference in between communism and socialism? Well, in communism, you do not have a right to private property. In socialism, you do. What do you mean you do? Yes, look at France, look at Spain, look at Germany. They have an economic model that is based on people. Then what's the difference in between capitalism and socialism? Do you mean there's no difference then in between capitalism and socialism? If in socialism people can have goods, then what's the difference? This is the difference. In capitalism, the goal is economic profit. The end that justifies all means is corporate profit, is greed. Where in a socialist government, the goal that justifies the means is the common good, the good of the people. That's the difference. You can have private property, but in a socialist government, the government is in the hands of the people, not of the corporations. You have the government. And that's what I want to reiterate. Let's think about people. Let's think about employees. Don't think about capital. Don't think about profits. Think about the people. That's the objective of any sound economic model. So we need to use the savings that we have to save the jobs. Not to just put capital and leave capital stored in a bank. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your applause.
Yeah.